Welcome, one and all. Thanks so much for being here today. You read the title. You know what's going on. We are in to Try Every Day, the new channel. First really new channel we've launched in a long time.
Years.
We don't launch channels very often.
No, the last one would have been what? Try Podcasts?
Maybe like the Try Guys Game Time or something like that. Or maybe you can sit with us. Like, these podcast channels. But we have launched a new channel. It's called Try Every Day. If somehow you've missed it, maybe you were traveling, just got back, and you were so eager to hear this tripod. You're like, oh, I got to get back in the room. But yeah, we have a new channel. It's called Try Every Day. And for all of September, we are doing daily releases Monday through Friday where we try something new or try something maybe we've done before in a new way with new people. It is super fun. We are really excited. We're so happy with how it's being received so far. We're actually recording this obviously before, but we have put out some videos. This is the week before that we're recording this. So I've seen people liking our first 3 videos. We have the video pointing everybody to it, sort of getting everybody excited. And truly, one of the reasons, there's 2 reasons we did this. One, we really wanted to do some studio tries again, but give them a 2025 YouTube world to live in, because YouTube now is a lot different than 2018 when we started Second Try, our company, to start making YouTube stuff. And so the world has changed of what people want or what YouTube wants to serve people, perhaps. So this is a way we really think can get the stuff that our audience really likes in a package that YouTube will help us get to those people who want to watch it. And 2, Zach and I, over the last couple of years, have really thought about how being Try Guys, trying so many different things, has given us this really cool life experience, but also worldview and perspective. And we kind of realized that sometimes we're always like, dang, I do a try and we're like, I could see myself doing this as my new hobby. I don't really have time to do that. But even spending an afternoon trying a thing you've never tried before, and we get to do it where we try it with an expert. We get to have this experience of someone else's life for a moment. And while it doesn't change my life, it does change my life a teeny bit. Because I have a new perspective, a new appreciation, a new understanding of something new. And that broadens my perspective as a person. And we really want to encourage more people to do this. Now, not everybody can do this in the full Try Guys way, but you absolutely can go try something new in your community tomorrow. You don't have to change your life and do that new thing forever.
It could be jumping.
It could be, right? You can go jump with a bunch of people. But like you can go to one of those paint and sips. I know I've never done it myself. I've always wanted to do it. There's no reason I can't go do that. It doesn't mean I'm going to become a painter.
No, you do karate.
But being in a community of people who enjoy that will give me that perspective of that day being like, oh, I get why people like this. Even if you hate it, you'll get why people like it, and that will be good for you. So part of this Try Every Day is also hoping and asking our huge fan base to try something new at least one of these days this month, maybe not every single day, but try something new and then send us a video of them trying something new. And we're putting those at the end of every Try Every Day videos to sort of like show our community trying stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that sometimes people are going to show us hobbies they've been trying for a long time, but at the same time, I still want them to send videos because I want other people to see those things and think like, yeah, that person's trying something too. Because you're used to seeing Keith and Zach and other Try Guys try stuff, but you're not as used to seeing other people showcase the thing that they're trying and failing at or learning from. Yeah. And I think it's important to share that message and inspire people. So I really hope that people do that. So those are the reasons why we're doing it, but we're going to get into the nitty gritty of how he came to this decision, how he did it, what we hope it goes toward, and I guess just the why.
The why of it all.
The why of it all.
Why to try.
I think this is a very exciting idea, Keith. When I first found out that you guys were doing this, I was thrilled, and I thought that I think it's one of the more exciting ideas you've had since the invention of putting guys in underwear for fun online videos.
Thank you. And we definitely already have put guys in underwear in the videos that are out.
It was one of the videos. They're already out.
Yeah.
The Ryans.
But it wasn't Keith and Zach.
No.
It was the Ryans.
It was the Ryans. I love the Ryans. But no, I think this is sick. I also think that it's cool to like it, as I was watching the videos, I like that it feels not only like it's in a set, it's sort of this fixed thing. It feels stylistically also different than the typical Try Guys videos, which I would say are like highly edited shows that are edited for content and then we're moving through them. These feel more lived in, like we're making a talk show in the Try Guys format.
It almost it felt like a podcast a little bit. Yeah, when I was watching it, I was like, oh wait, this is kind of similar to what I bring in a watermelon.
You can hear people laughing. You can hear people laughing. Yes. It's fun. It's like similar to, and I'm sure people will draw these references their own, like a Smosh game style where it's like they're playing a game. It's whatever. You can hear crew laughing from behind. A Good Mythical Morning style. It's like this thing that feels, I don't know, to me it feels very modern, even though it's this kind of like pared down style.
And it also like has sort of a throwback feel. Like we wanted it to have this sort of graphic package that felt a little bit like an IKEA instruction book.
Yes, I get that.
In this like very like simple but like cute and nice and this sort of warm color palette that still has some like cool tones in it and has the Triceratops has a little logo of kind of a very simple logo of what we're doing that day just in his belly. So like you get it. And there's not really scoring the way we score our videos wildly. Like we have something about a Try Guys video.
So much music.
We have an unofficial rule that the song has to change every 20 seconds or less.
Oh, wow.
It's so much, because again, you're trying to capture attention. It's this older style of making things,
and this, we were like, let's actually not have music, except we'll have music on the little transitions. Just to give people a little moment of energy, a little moment of like, okay, next thing is coming. And then we still maybe have little effects and text and things, but it's really not scored the way that other stuff is scored. It's meant to be super lived in. It's supposed to be a hangout show.
Yeah.
We want you to hang out, watch us try something and think, oh, I should go try something too.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a thing that we're doing. Maybe it's something that you've wanted to be doing. But yeah, it's supposed to be hang out, get ready with your morning with us or de-stress in your evening with us. They're 15 to 20 minutes long. They're meant to be little hang sessions.
And I would also say that like one of the things I like about it is it sort of is, it's the idea. It's something you guys have talked about for a while, which is like, how do we get to make the thing we want to make, increase our output and whatever. You've put something like this where it's like, it's the Try Guys format. We're trying these things. It's a little bit simpler. You can shoot more of them. You can release them. The edit timeline is easier. And it's still so fucking fun, really funny. You hear, honestly, hearing the crew laughing, Desiree and Skylar, like these God mic voices, they're helping things. All of it is, to me, like it makes it, it increases the vibe in a big way.
I think it also plays to you and Zach's strengths, which is like you guys are very, like, I think what people like is like hanging out with you, you know? Yeah. And like this is an opportunity where it's just like an easier setup, but at the core, there's still like this gem of like, oh, I get to like just hang out as I'm doing my makeup, as I'm like, whatever, cooking or however you want to do.
And that's what people want. I think that's like people like watching streaming, like, Twitch streamers or whatever. That's why they like watching YouTube videos from, it's almost like putting, the thing that's on display is the personality, not the videos edit.
Yeah.
But still, they have little takeaways. We're trying stuff.
Of course.
They've got some heart.
And we're trying stuff that we're scared of sometimes. We're trying stuff that we're excited about or nervous about. We also tried to get a nice little set of mini verticals just in our mind that what these videos were. So we had... So first of all, we were trying to not have much food, if any.
Yeah, right.
We just already do so much in the food space. We don't feel like there's a deficit of that from our audience. That said, there's still like 2 that have food in it because we thought they would be fun. They're at least a different approach to how we would do food before. Right. But we have Fridays are games. So every Friday release is really, really playful. I think all of them also feature other TriCast members in the game days specifically. So they're like, Fridays are the most fun, the least serious tries. They're just really fun. They're so funny too. We have makeovers, so like really there's fashion videos. And that could be like, I'll tease some of them. Zach and I cut each other's hair. Obviously,
that's great.
Yeah. So there's like high stakes things like that. We do a goth makeover in your honor, of course.
Oh, so
we I think this one comes out early. So yeah, I think this one's out by then. We do nude portraits of each other. So we really sat naked.
That's
really
so funny.
Oh, wow.
You saw Zach's peeing?
I saw Keith and Zach's peeing.
And what the crew?
You saw Keith's peeing? And the crew couldn't see.
Yeah, we put up a big curtain.
That's so funny.
But then they did see the paintings that we did. So we're not good. We're not great artists.
Yeah, the way they saw your penis.
They saw the way that I saw Zach's penis, right?
So funny. Your perception of Zach's penis.
Yeah, and I will say that one, it's censored on YouTube. The paintings aren't censored on second try. So if you've ever been itching to get yourselves over to Second Try, but just didn't have the reason, finally, artistic renderings of Zach and I's naked bodies are on full display.
There's got to be a small audience for that.
There's got to be a big audience for that.
Huge audience, actually.
So that was
bigger than you might think.
But like when we were doing it, we also realized it was like an interesting place to talk about body insecurities. So like while it has this very sensational like, oh my gosh, they're seeing each other and painting each other naked, like we ended up talking about like things that we're insecure about.
Yeah.
And it was like, it has this really nice, like honest vibe. And while it's still funny and there's those giggles of nervousness, there's also like, I don't know, really relatable takeaways, which I think are really nice.
Yeah.
So we have the games, makeovers. We have a phrase, I guess that the haircut falls into this. We called doing each other because there's one where like he cleans my teeth and he gives me a prenatal massage and we cut each other's hair and we give each other tattoos. So we called it doing each other.
That's great. Doing each other.
Doing each other.
Now, is the idea with this too that like this set will exist there, that you're basically like let's say something spontaneously viral happens. Kim K's butt comes to mind.
Of course.
You'd be able to just be like, all right, that's a try every day. We'll rip one really quick.
Yeah, that's maybe.
We
don't know yet. Like we have to let this channel go. So this is an experiment, right? We're only doing it for a month right now.
That's cool.
And I would love if it's really, really successful and this gives us a really focused, new, fun way for our YouTube expression to be so that we can have our YouTube expression and our Second Try expression be a little different. Yeah. Second Try is for shows that require a little more lead time, require like all these creative like inventiveness, and they're really, really fun. But they honestly tend to cost more than YouTube makes them back. So part of this also is Try Every Day is a more economical model for us. And I think it is more YouTube appropriate, like what people are liking on YouTube right now. The hope is either, 2026, maybe Try Every Day is really what our YouTube is. I'm sure Eat the Menu will still exist and Try Guys proper and without a recipe and phoning it in. But we won't be trying to do the viral one-off things that are like unlike anything else on our channel. Sure. We'll really focus all those types of ideas into the Try Every Day format.
Yeah.
Or maybe 1 month every quarter we do this.
Yeah, right.
So maybe it's the last month of every quarter we just do these month sort of sprints. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like this is really, we haven't done this before.
Yeah.
So it's truly an experiment. We want to see how it goes. We want to hear what the audience wants to see more of. We want to let it ride, baby.
Yeah.
And then we'll learn and assess over a month, and then we'll like figure out like what is sustainable for us to do this. What is the appetite for this on YouTube? How do we make it? How do we grow it? How do we make it even better? Or maybe it's a huge flop.
And that's fine too.
And then
but that's kind of what's sick is like you could take like I think it's cool to take a big risk like that. I mean, I think it'll do great, but I also think that it's the sign of like what's the word I'm looking for? Positive flow is what I want to say.
I love that.
Can't be right.
Positive flow.
Positive flow. It's like it's the sign that the river is positively flowing, that you're trying, you're making attempts. You're right. It's like, let's try this out and see if it works, but we're not going to be beholden to it if it doesn't work. Well, but if it does work, then let's invest more in it. Like I think that's the sign of something that's working.
And I think an easy question, I've already seen this question asked in comments, is why are you starting a new channel from scratch instead of doing this test on the Try Guys YouTube channel? Which is a great question. And honestly, we thought about both.
Yeah.
Like this has been something we've thought of probably late winter and looked at our schedule like, okay, when can we actually do this? When would it make sense to launch it? And we've landed on this time, but we've gone back and forth. Zach and I have both been like, I've walked up to Zach and be like, we can't start a new channel. That's crazy. Let's just do this. And then I've come around. He's like, no, we got it. I'm like, okay. And then he's come to me. He's like, you're right. We can't start a new channel. Crazy. And it's like, no, you convinced me. Here's why we can't. And so we did that back and forth. But really, it's because the Try Guys channel is from 2018. It has a ton of archival data that the algorithm is reading and thinking about. Right. And so when we make a video that's not Eat the Menu, Try Guys, or without a recipe, the YouTube algorithm doesn't know what to do with it. It doesn't know how to surface it. It doesn't know what to compare it to. It doesn't know what part of our audience it's really for. So it ends up just not showing it to anyone.
Yeah.
Right.
So we thought, okay, this new thing also isn't exactly like the other stuff on that channel. It's shorter. It's 15 to 20 minutes long. It has its own sort of naming and titling and thumbnail convention that we're trying to design around it. So it might actually just get lost.
Yeah.
And I think if we put it on its own channel, the people who really want to see it will come to it. They'll subscribe. It'll grow. It'll find a new audience. It'll find our old audience. It'll find our current audience.
Yeah.
And it will also give us a really good understanding of the number of people right now who are looking for this.
Yeah.
Because we have this big, almost 8 million subscriber channel. I don't exactly know what all those people are there specifically for.
Right.
Some people are there for Without a Recipe. Some people are there for Try Guys. Some people have been there for the long haul and they're there for everything, baby.
Yeah.
Some people are there just to read the menu.
Yeah.
But that means there's some part of that subscriber base that I'm disappointing with every upload I do. And that's not like how that doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't make me feel like it makes it really hard in my brain. I'm always fighting about what we should be doing. So it's like, let's do a clean slate. Let's do this new project, new experiment, one thing for this month. And we're not putting anything out on the normal Try Guys channel, the big Try Guys channel this month, except for one Try Guys video, because it just makes sense to put it there. And it's slated, and we want people to get one Try Guys video a month on that channel.
Yeah.
So there's one video that comes out. But otherwise, like, this is a true little special little egg. And let's let our little audience chicken help it grow and see what the egg
audience
is.
Chicken.
Our little chicken audience.
Chicken.
Summer might be drawing to a close, but there is still one music festival you simply have to check out before the leaves change and the nights get chilly. I'm talking about the first and best music festival on Lasagna Island, Pastapalooza. That's right, folks. Imagine you're standing front row, rocking out with bands like Fleetwood Macaroni, Penny at the Disco, Bucatini 182, ZD Top. I'm talking ZD Top and more. Tickets to the festival itself are unfortunately sold out, but you can still buy the official Lasagna Island Pastapalooza t-shirt right now over at tryguys.com/lasagna. You've seen shirts like this before. It's a classic black tee with white text, but you've never seen all your favorite artists listed out in one place before. Finally, you can show the world your love for musicians like 9 Inch Noodles, Weird Alfredo, Avril Linguini, Nickelback, and everyone else, all on one beautiful t-shirt. Go to tryguys.com/lasagna to get yours while supplies last. tryguys.com/LASAGNA. tryguys.com/lasagna. Lasagna Island. Don't just rock out, rock in. Shopping, planning, and cooking food really can be simple and stress-free. Doesn't sound like it, right? Like sometimes like, oh my gosh, so much. But what if you could have your weekly shopping cart filled for you and your meals for the week decided on for you? Taking all that work off my plate is why I love Hungry Root. Hungry Root takes the stress out of mealtime by filling your cart with personalized picks and planning your week of meals. It's easy to find options that fit your whole family's tastes and nutrition goals. Whether you're gluten-free or dairy-free or high-protein, focused on gut health, or anything else, you just take a quick quiz, and their Smart Cart tech recommends groceries, recipes, and supplements tailored to your tastes and needs. Hungry Root also helps you save by reducing food waste, avoiding impulse grocery buys, and skipping last-minute restaurant takeout. Something we tried recently from Hungry Root was a Tuscan-style steak with arugula salad. So delicious, so simple, very fresh, felt healthy, but also felt a little decadent. We loved it. Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/tripod and use code TRIPOD. That's hungryroot.com/tripod, code TRIPOD to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/tripod, code TRIPOD. It was really fun. And you're right. We were able to block shoot all of these, and it was a really fun model. And Desiree and Skylar were our producers for the whole set of these. So we'd have like, Desiree would handle the ones we did in the morning, like the 2 or 3 videos we shot in the first half of the day. Skylar would take the second half, and vice versa.
That's great.
And also, like, what we realized just yesterday, we shot one with a celebrity.
That's right.
That celebrities often are like, hey, we want to do something. We have 45 minutes. And we look at our catalog and we're like, you can come in and eat the menu for one portion, but that's not really going to be about you. You're just going to be inserted into Keith eating Chuck E. Cheese. And that's dope. And people will see you. Like, people watch that show. But it's not like going to be able to be custom around like what this what this celebrity is good at or known for or like cool to do with. Yeah. And then yesterday we shot one with a celebrity. Like, oh, we were able to like make a Try Everyday video very much around what it is they're promoting in a way that's really, really fun. A way that'll be fun for them, because PR circuits can really suck. It's a custom video for them that fits in the universe of this show. So I think it was, and it was so much fun to do, and it took them 45 minutes. So they were pleased, but they also like really enjoyed it. They gave us hugs after. They were like, this was so much fun.
That's so great.
So like super cool. So it made like, oh wait, this is to your point, if we did have the setup, it could be a world where a viral thing happens and we can turn it around in 6 days or less. Or it could be a celebrity comes and like, hey, we'd like to do something next week. Can you make something with us? And we could.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a tried and true like history of channels doing this where it's like the Try Guys itself was created, like even the format of like we go out into the world and we try things. Like that was created because it was bopping off and you were like, what's the best video we can make? And now it's like, okay, how can we basically condense this into a repeatable format where like things that are doing well on YouTube, but they do have this repeatable quality. It's like you watch the same show. Oh, my show's on. I'm going to put this on while I eat dinner or whatever.
Yeah.
YouTube channels have become shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's sort of a new
And the Try Guys channel is a channel.
Yeah. It's a YouTube channel. It's lots of very different types of content. It's a channel.
Yeah.
It's not like, something that where it's like somebody sitting down and they're doing commentary, they're doing whatever it is about something new.
It's unpredictable. The Try Guys channel is unpredictable and there's it's all good, but it might not be the specific good you're wanting from that channel at that time. So if I make a channel that is this one thing, well, you either like it or you don't. But you're not gonna. It's not gonna switch.
Mm-hmm.
So if you like it, you're gonna keep getting that, and that's great. That's reliable, and I think that's a good. I think that is a good thing that YouTube has switched toward, even if it's to the detriment of how our channel has operated. I think it is kind of how the flow of things have gone because of short form pages, especially like TikTok. One creator does one show, on TikTok. So we've gotten really used to specific shows to the people attached to those shows. It's not common to see a creator with 4 completely different formats.
No, it's one format.
So like we are creators with like 8 formats and more on second try. So it's like a little confusing, I admit it, to other people. So this hopefully can do that. And then if you want to see more, we've got all these great shows on second try that feature these same people and is the same ethos of Try Every Day. But bigger.
Yeah.
And we would love to have I would love for people to come, and really love Try Every Day, and that is the thing that encourages them to second try. But I'd also be totally fine if they just come to Try Every Day and that's their new favorite show, and that's it. That's still an audience of mine, so I'm still really happy to have them.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really cool.
Yeah,
it's exciting.
It is exciting.
It's exciting. It's scary. But there's an air of like I also love and this happened last year with second try, and this year with this like a new group project.
Yeah.
No,
it's good. Nice it's good for the company. It's good for us. It's good. It's exciting. It's risky.
Yeah.
It gets you very invested. And it also like you have positive ambitions.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not fear-based. It's like, I want this based.
It's active rather than reactive.
Yeah, right. You're not being like, okay, how do we redo the thumbnail in this video that underperformed? It's like, let's make this new thing and we're putting it out there. I mean, even the title format is different. It's very different. It's just, this is what it is. It's very simple. It's sort of straightforward. And the other thing I was curious about was you're doing the, and I'm only calling it this because I feel like this is where I heard it from, the Matt Pat launch strategy.
Yes. Yeah, and coincidentally, I think either yesterday or so last week when you're hearing this, Colin and Samir put out a 37 tips to YouTube.
Oh,
it was like the guide to YouTube in 37 minutes.
Yeah.
And Zach and I have a little moment to
Okay.
But it is like really good, tangible advice to YouTube right now.
Yeah.
And some of it is like specific to some verticals. There are some things like I think what we talk about also is like very specific to like what we make in the long form space. And I think other people in long form space can take what we said and it would apply. But there are things that the theorists, they're the best at launching channels. They've always launched channels to success, and they've also they're scientists. Truly, that's why they're scientists.
Yeah.
They study and they launch things like a scientist. So they went through about how when they launch a channel in a new vertical, they ingest every single thing made in that vertical. They watch the videos. They think about the character types. They think about the graphics they use, the titles they use, the thumbnails they use, the upload frequency they use, what time of day they upload, what formats, what are the different types of formats in that vertical. So when they did like style theory, they were like, okay, beauty challenges, science-based beauty challenges, historical beauty things. Like they were really thinking through. And then when they launch a channel, they'll put up 5 videos, but they're all a different format under the vertical.
Right.
So they show like, here's the 5 types of things you'll get if you like this channel. If you subscribe, this is the DNA.
Yeah.
You will get this and the things that come out of this.
Yeah. Right.
So we did something similar. We put out 3 different ones. We put out one where we're like reviewing products at a desk. We did one where we have guests doing, and they're basically, it's our version of a sexy lingerie try-on, but we made it a little bit of a quiz. And then we did Keith and Zach doing each other, which was the prenatal massage.
Yes.
So like something active, which it was Zach and I doing something to one another, something a little more passive, which is us talking and making jokes off of another thing, and then a product review at a table. So like different visuals, different energies, etc. So you got an idea of what this channel will be. We didn't have 5 because we're not as good as the theorists. I'll say it quite plainly. They're excellent at what they do. And also, we aren't launching a new thing in a new vertical. But they do that, especially because they're launching a new channel in a new vertical.
Yeah, right.
We're actually not launching a new vertical.
No, just new channel.
We're launching a new channel with a new show in our vertical.
Yeah.
So we didn't feel like we needed 5 totally different things. I think hopefully this brings the people who, maybe they watched us in BuzzFeed and they've forgotten about us, because this has a little bit of that air of like silly, lighthearted, quicker watch, laid back BuzzFeed vibe. But maybe they're new people and they're like, but actually just really like Keith and Zach's dynamic because that's who's here most of the time. And so there are different reasons why you might like it. But we did that. Some other things, we did a live stream subathon that also came from Colin and Samir. They had a case study on some creators who've grown really exponentially by doing live streams, vertical live streams to grow. So I studied that creator and what they had done and came up with our version of something like that to test last week. And I don't know how that went as I'm recording this. Hopefully good. Hopefully I didn't get hurt because there's a lot of silly antics. And then even just the weekly cadence, making this a fun project for a month, that kind of like, hopefully that incentivizes people to watch right now because it's happening right now.
Yes.
It's not, hopefully it's less like, sometimes you might see us upload a video like, ooh, I'll watch that this weekend. I want you to see us upload a video and be like, I got to go watch it now. I got to be a part of the conversation.
Yes.
So I've got some other things. I want to try to be, the days that I have the time, trying to be in the comments, like, just engaging, because this one really is a community experiment. I want to get people to send us videos that we can put, and I need them to do it quickly so we can put it on other videos.
Which I love that it reminds me of Cyber Chase for real. Do you guys know this?
No.
Cyber Chase is a cartoon, PBS, but afterwards they have these 2 people and they take the math lesson and they put it in the real world. And it's kind of like, okay, here are the real people doing the try and taking the heart of it and adding it. Yeah. Okay, so my question in terms of the group project of it all is, I know like there's a bunch of people who are working on this.
Yes.
And so you don't have to go through all of them, but the people that you work most closely with, like what are they sort of bringing to the table? Like what are their strong suits and who's doing what?
Okay. So, I would say that Zach and I and Skylar and Desiree and Kaylin, and we had brainstorms where we invited lots of people. Devlin, we're all like coming up with the 80 ideas we could do. And then we went and like, okay, let's chop it down to 40.
Yeah.
Okay, let's chop it down to 25. And then we look through those 25 and be like, actually, this one's wrong. Get rid of it. Let's look back at that 40. Let's get a different
that's
one.
Cool.
So we really made sure every single one that we were doing had to make 2 cuts.
Yeah, right.
And then we looked at it like holistically. Okay, are there too many game ones? Are there enough of this sub vertical? So then we're like, okay, make sure, and we'd line them up so we'd see how much was in each vertical.
Yeah.
And then even before we shot them, we were like, okay, when would these come out? What order would they come out? Now that's obviously changed.
Yeah,
So we tried to shoot them in what we thought the release order would be, but then sometimes on set we're like, oh God, this one is so much funnier than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
it needs to come out early because I really want to like let the audience see the potential of the show, and this one's so goddamn funny. I want to put it early. So that, and then other things we shot, and now I know like, okay, we wouldn't do that one again. We did it and we did it well, but it was actually harder to do than we thought it would be.
Oh, yeah.
It got a longer edit time than we expected it to. It's like, okay, good. We've made some mistakes.
Yeah.
Great.
We're learning.
Now we learned. So that was really good. But I think the creative hive mind, lots of people came in and gave good ideas. And then mostly Kaylin, Skylar, Desiree, Zach, and I whittled them down. And then we went to Erica and Devin.
Erica?
And we were like,
Erica?
how little can we do this for in money?
That's a good, that's a
great question.
Yeah.
Well, it's also like, for people out there who are like, oh, they're starting new channels, like they run their own company, whatever. I think a huge part for you guys is you have a limited amount of time. You have so many different things. If you can do one day, the more videos you make in that day, the more the budget is spread per video.
Yeah.
So the more, as you release them and they make money back or whatever, it increases the revenue of the company.
We have new channel. I don't know what the CPM is going to be. I don't know
idea.
how much money a video will get. I don't know how many views a video will get. I have no possible way of predicting the revenue.
Yeah.
So because of that, I must make it as efficiently as I can so that I don't waste a bunch of money, because that money is supposed to be for the wages for the company. So I can't just go blow money on risk, because if we really try to do our best at that risk assumption and mitigation, because if we make a huge mistake, well, then we wouldn't be able to pay for people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Totally.
And that's not good. So really, luckily, we've managed to not have that happen. But so this one is, again, it was the most extreme version of that. It's like, how can we really do this efficiently?
Yeah.
And that made a lot of scheduling, and Devin and Erica are so good at like puzzling the pieces together. I'm like, okay, we have this person on. We should carry them through this 2 videos so that they have this rate for this day and they're only doing this many hours. And then we can get a maximum amount of them to have their visibility and humor in the channel. But we did some staggering of people where they overlap, and then it was very clever. And then like, okay, we need a DP for these because these are really hard to shoot, but maybe these we don't. Okay, so then let's put these hard to shoot videos on this day. But at the same time, I want guests in this one too. So how do I puzzle? It was a big puzzle.
Yeah.
And thank goodness for Erica and Devin. They're very good at solving puzzles.
Very good at
and
puzzles.
Skylar and Desiree we're all in there. Everyone's kind of helping with every decision, but there's people who are perhaps doing the lion's share of the work. And for that, it's them. And then day of, Armando and Jack are like our consistent crew, and we bring in a great DP we work with all the time, Chris. And then we had Quasi on, we had Ryan on, we had Johnny on. We tried to have every person in, but maybe not you.
Well, how does that feel?
I feel honestly, and my feelings are hurt, and I'm using this moment to bring it up.
Yeah.
No, I was on paternity leave.
Yeah, you were on paternity leave.
So I would have done it. There was something else you guys shot when I was gone too.
I know. It was a bummer.
They shot a bunch of stuff, and I was sorry, double daddy.
I know.
Double daddy.
But I look forward to the success of this channel because it sounds really fun.
It's so much fun, and it's such a easy, fun thing to come in and do. Like everybody who was here, like sometimes, like I think a couple times, Quasi just hung out for the rest of the day to watch.
That's great.
She's like, this is just kind of fun. I got nothing to do. Can I just sit around and watch? I was like, you can absolutely sit around and watch. I would love for your laughter to be in the background.
I have a question for you that's maybe more broad, but like, okay, so what you're describing to me, all right, you launched this big new network, launching the app. When did that come out? How long ago was that?
Only a year and a few months.
Okay, a year and a few months.
If you can believe that. It launched in May of 2024.
So that comes out, and I would say you guys were psyched, but there was also a fair amount of stress because it's a new venture for the company. You hire people to work on it, whatever. This type of thing, what you're describing, feels to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like it almost feels like you're getting that feeling of like, okay, all cogs in the machine are turning and we're able to work on something that we believe in, that's exciting. And because it's an experiment, you're not like, if this fucks up, it's all belly. Are you excited? Like, does it feel to you? Because to me, what you've described is sort of like, oh, to be at the helm of a ship that is doing that type of thing feels like it would be very rewarding.
It is really rewarding. And it's like, you're right. So like second try was kind of like, okay, we put a lot of eggs in the basket.
Exactly, right. You're worried. Yeah.
And so far, the basket's okay.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
Basket, I'm not lying, could be better.
Yeah, sure.
Could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
We're in a good place.
Yeah.
But I, strategically, as a business owner, I'm always trying to figure out how to make that more successful.
Totally.
Because the more successful that is, the less I do have to rely on the volatility of the digital world.
Completely.
Tomorrow, YouTube could close.
Yeah, right. Holy shit, wouldn't that be
right?
fucked up?
Like that happened to Vine.
Yeah.
That happens. Right? Like, so I need to not have all my eggs in one basket, because who knows if the federal government decides that YouTube is a propagandist machine and they're going to shut it down. Who knows? I don't know.
We don't know.
I don't fucking know what's going to happen.
Yeah, right.
So second try gives us a little safety net there, but also it's giving us, it's a direct to consumer model. People are paying for it. It allows us to have a certain better amount of estimation and budgeting and giving that value back. Whereas YouTube, who knows? But yes, this is a test that hopefully it works. If it doesn't work, big bummer.
Yeah, bummer.
But doesn't sink the ship.
Yeah.
We will try again.
Yeah, sure.
We'll figure something else out.
Yeah.
I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work
cool.
to the extent that it needs to. I think it's better than us like throwing spaghetti at the wall and trying to do I think we do a good job making viral one-offs, but we don't do a good job of getting those to the audience who wants to see it because it's in this ecosystem right now that's too all over the place. So this, I think, is a better focus. I think it gives people what they've been asking for a little bit in a nice place that is specific. You're always going to get that show.
And I just like that. I was like the set, it all being the same set.
Good.
The colors look great.
It's warm.
I think that is, to me, the dream is to create something that's sustainable.
Yeah.
That you feel like, oh, people are coming to this for a consistent experience and we enjoy making it. And it's also not one of those things like Without a Recipe, super amazing series.
Yeah.
A pain in the ass to make.
Really hard.
So many people, huge edit schedule, big crew, like days
the closest
to shoot.
to a TV show that we
Exactly. So it's like the difference between something like that, where it's like obviously the reward is you get this big payoff. So much Herculean effort goes into it. Something like this, you're able to sort of make them. You're making it snappy. We're making them, we're optimizing.
And they're fun. And I also like that more of our staff is like the creative runners of that.
Yeah.
It's not just like a lot of the older formats. It's like Zach and I kind of as and Rachel and Devlin maybe as well as the true creative owners and drivers of what we're making. But this is like I'm really wanting this to be a collaborative effort.
Totally.
I want us to try lots of different stuff. I don't exactly know what the best angle forward here is. Like, let's work on the color palette together. This is a group project again.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I also like I like for other people to have ownership of a project that hopefully sees success and find that success is in part due to them.
Yeah. Okay, so I think something that we all share in common is we spend a lot of the day thinking about content and how to make content good and what the audience wants.
Sure.
Yeah?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That's
So
the job.
That's the job.
That's the job, baby.
My badge and gun is my algorithm and my camera.
Wow.
Now that's a bumper sticker.
Dude, print it.
So one thing that I was thinking about this morning is, do you think, for both of you guys, and I think that this is going to be different for, your videos versus your podcast or different videos on your channel, but do you feel like what you're making is closer to a narrative, like TV show or movie, or is it closer to like where, you have the inciting incident and the growing and then the conflict and then you've seen this graph, right?
Yeah,
the bell curve
The story
thing.
circle or something like that.
The hero's journey, yeah. Or do you think it's closer to like a sketch where it just goes like up, 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 up?
Well, different things. Try Guys, proper. They're like little movies.
Journey,
They're definitely like characters come in with a certain perspective. Things happen, high points, low points. Characters have changed.
Interesting.
And that's also
okay.
like, I would say that even when we're like first original company stuff, we're discussing that in the moment, doing the post interview. What's the change that we've done that has happened here? How can we illustrate that, here's the dark night of the soul. We're trying this thing. We're covered in mud, whatever. I would say that's very super that.
And I'm just going to interject. We just shot a few videos in New Orleans for Try Guys. Now these won't come out until like January or February, which feels insane to say.
Whoa.
But we were actually looking at our slate. Like we are on track to make some unfortunately large amount of videos this year. Like it's like, wait, how are we on track to release 200 videos this year?
Oh my God.
Like not podcasts.
That's crazy.
That's what Second Try and Try Guys and then also like Try Every Day gave another 30, right? Like or 25 or something. Woo. So like it was like that's crazy. A ton. And we've already shot stuff that's like, oh, this comes out in February? I shot that actually a month ago and it comes out in February. But anyway, we shot, and these, Zach wasn't able to come on these, so it's me and 3 of the new Try Guy cast doing like the big Try Guy tries, which is like cool. We did, I'll just say it because the word's out and I want to get people excited. We did jazz in New Orleans.
Oh, that's so
working
fun.
with amazing musicians. We did burlesque and we did another one as well that I'll let that one be a surprise. But there were like, I got to see, these other TriCast members like have the experiences I did in like my first year where it was like kind of this like emotional overwhelming, like, wow, I just experienced something that like no one will.
Yeah.
If they're not a professional in this thing.
Totally.
And it's like, they're like, well, I just like, it in some effects, maybe there's some tears from some people. Because it was like it's a big emotional experience to realize that like you just got to experience something special.
Yeah.
It's like when I did the Broadway.
Yeah.
Like I got to experience something
big deal.
special. Like that. You don't get to do that.
Yeah.
Unless you've put in 20 years of fucking hard ass work. And I got to do it, which was really cool. But like so that was really cool to see and to be a part of. And I was like, yeah, this is like the meat and potatoes of Try Guys, is seeing these people have amazing experiences, learn from it, and be changed. So those are that. Whereas Try Every Day is a little more sketch, right? It's like up and up and up, sillier and sillier, fun, inspire you to try something. These aren't huge life-changing lessons, but they're fun and they're little life-changing moments, so little perspective-opening moments. Eat the Menu, it's just sillier and sillier, right? There's no grand perspective that you're gaining. Eat the Venue's a little bit closer to that because sometimes I'm like, for me, I think Pike Place was like the closest to that because like, wow, I really got to like experience something so cool.
Yeah,
like it's a cool food market, and it's the people love it and the tourists love it.
Yeah,
so it felt like, oh, this is actually rarer. That like they really love it, even though it's the tourist trap.
Yeah, right.
And it is a functional, actual farmers market and fish market. Like there were smaller vendors and just people getting their groceries there. So I'm like, okay, this is really cool. Other shows we do. Trolley Problems, right? That's not a hero's journey. It's literally a sketch.
Yeah.
But Without a Recipe is sort of more of a movie. I mean, there are story arcs. It's a little in between because it's funny, and silly, and it does escalate in that grand way. But there are big stakes. There's a winner. There's a payoff. There's a loser.
Right. Well, what about you? Because I feel like when your live show is much more movie. In the sense that there's like weaving in stories, there's like a B plot and A plot, and then like lessons learned at the end. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because I think that my podcast is, I think there's hero's journeys, but they're not from me. The callers have a hero's journey every single time we call them. It's like they tell me it's kind of like that's the whole thing is they talk about their problem, they're down in the dumps, whatever, and then we discuss it and we find some bit to riff on. And then by the end of it, usually we do have some sort of change, and I ask them how they feel about it. They're like, yeah, like it actually, okay, I will try that. Or like that did help. Or like, I guess I just needed to do X. So you have these mini stories within.
Yeah.
And my live show is much more like, I don't know, sad. Sad is the word
Maybe
that comes
touching?
to mind.
Yeah.
Touching is, I guess, the better word. But it's like, there's more heart to the live show.
Right.
I start with like opening stand-up, and then we have people come up, just like the show. And then I usually end it in some sort of theatrical thing that is usually a little touching, a little tingly, right?
A little tingly,
a little daring per se.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say it's that. But then like I would say the YouTube, I need to get back into the YouTube thing as we're talking about this. I'm like, okay, I gotta fucking grind. I miss making videos. Like it's so sick that you guys are doing this new thing. But I would say I make sketches on YouTube that are
interesting.
But even though they are unscripted, they are much sillier and more ridiculous. Like I did.
You make sort of satirical, unscripted investigations.
Exactly right. No, I think that's exactly right. There is a very forced hero's journey that I VO in or something.
But reality happens.
Yeah, reality happens during the video. But then I would say like by the end of the video, I like fake a narrative hero's journey.
Candid competition-y in that way.
Yeah, it's candid competition-y in that way.
Okay, so in terms of story for both of you, because I feel like I think a lot about the podcast, but I don't know if I'm thinking about an arc. Do you guys think actively? It sounds like you do. Do you go into it?
This show isn't about that.
Did you know the tripod?
Yeah.
I don't think the tripod has an arc.
No.
Yeah.
It's like Seinfeld.
It has
the characters never change.
There are perhaps long arcs.
Yeah.
Yes, if you watch 100 episodes, you see as our personalities start to deal with certain things.
Yeah.
But I think that overall, there's not really a cohesive arc to our lives. But I think that I just actually watched this clip from have you seen the movie Adaptation with Nicolas Cage? Where Nicolas Cage is basically this like, sort of like boring writer, and he's talking to Brian Cox at there's a conference, and Brian Cox is this author, and he's like, what if a character has a story that's like in a script where nobody changes and nothing really happens, mimicking real life? And Brian Cox is basically just like, you think that real life, that nothing happens in real life? He's like, every day someone dies, someone chooses to betray another. And he like does this whole thing about how he's just like, a mother dies beaten to death on the steps of a church while her son watches. This is real life. Like things happen every day. And he was just basically being like, life is these little arcs. So it's like, I think we probably do have little arcs just by existing.
Little arcs. Yeah,
little arcs.
Lasagna Island. Lasagna Island. That's a real arc.
That's true.
That was a little joke.
Yeah.
That has become a monthly t-shirt that people love, and it's ridiculous, and it's like we do ads for it. Like, so that's sort of, we breathe something to life for real out of a silly nonsense. So that feels a little bit more story.
Feels like an
Yeah.
And it's like, for me, it is so fun when like it comes through and like, oh, I get to give notes on this stupid shirt.
Yeah.
How can I make it dumber? Literally,
Exactly.
one of the most recent emails where everybody's like, I like this. How do we make this dumber?
Yeah.
It's not quite dumb enough.
It's too cool.
The words, I like that it has a dumb slogan. It needs to be dumber,
needs
though,
to be way
right?
dumber.
Like, what's dumber? Like,
so
it
funny.
needs to be so much more obviously confusing
Yeah.
to the layman. Like, it said
Absolutely.
something like, where the skies are always clear. I was like, what if it said something like, where the lasagna is always behind you? Like, what if it said something that's more obviously like, what? Can you explain this shirt to me? That's what I want people to do.
Yeah. Okay, I have a list of things that I think about all the time, and I'm curious if you guys think about this as
100%.
well, and what you think of them.
Boom.
Build up and release.
Okay.
Tension and release.
Not that.
Rainie.
No.
You were the one who said it.
No.
Build up and release.
In the sense
of what?
Okay. Of like
storytelling?
Well, I was thinking about this actually, not to bring up improv again, which, by the way, do you want to hear an embarrassing story about my improv?
Okay.
What happened?
Okay, so I had my show 201, not to brag.
Loving that for
Graduated.
you. So glad you did 201.
But okay, so for people who don't know, there's a format called the Herald where you do 3 monologues and then you start the scene with 2 people. And there's 2 monologues, but I thought there had been 3. And so somebody stepped out to do the monologue.
And you just joined them?
And I joined them. And she was like, Rainie. And this is in front of a bunch of people. And she's like, oh, hi, Rainie. And I was like, that's weird. Like, why are you saying my
Rainie,
name?
oh my goodness. It's so funny because it's only embarrassing to you because like people in the crowd were like, okay, this is what the show
No,
is. Like,
it
they had
was-
no idea.
No, that people in the crowd were all improvisers. And
That's
you know
probably
it.
a good point. I remember I've been at an improv show where someone stepped out and there was a guest monologist and they just tried to start a scene with guest monologist and it is exactly what you're describing and it's painful.
It's so funny.
And then they were like, oh, what?
no,
and the person
literally.
just went, oh, and they just stepped back. It's just
That's exactly what, yeah. And then my teacher from the back was like, monologue. And I was like, that's weird. Why is he? And then it took me a little bit before I was like, wait, I gotta go. I gotta go.
that's incredible.
It was tough. But I was thinking about it in terms of, because I think that there's a lot with improv that it mirrors real life.
Yeah.
And like,
absolutely.
They should.
yeah. And so there's like kind of like this, like, okay, we've got the base reality, we've built it all up and then release, you know? Or like with this podcast, it's like, okay, and it's not like, I'm not sure I've done it well, but like, okay, there's a, like literally like last episode, okay, I have a secret, like build up and then the secret has to be good enough. Because I thought of the secret before I thought of what secret I had. You know what I mean? But like, okay, how can I create stakes?
Very clever.
You thought of the idea of having a secret was so
Yes.
juicy, but then you had to think of what it was. That's so funny.
Yeah.
I love that. I mean, yeah, so I build up a release of like tension of storytelling of
Or-
all of it.
Yeah, or even like literally, I think like when on person when the phone rings, I feel like there's like tension. Oh my gosh, we're actually talking to a
We
real
don't know.
person.
Yeah, someone's gonna
you
do
know.
I do think
Right.
about that sometimes with comedy, just of like, the more you can hold tension, the better.
Yes.
That was where I'm also cutting this like tour documentary thing that we did. And we were basically like, how do we cut out the parts where we solve the problem, like the little problems, so that the tension exists for longer.
Yeah.
So then people are held and then we eventually will solve this problem.
Right.
Like the little moments were like, oh, it's going to be fine. Like whatever, cutting that all out. So then you have the problem existing and hovering and getting bigger and bigger. And the audience is like,
Yeah.
oh my God, what about that thing? What about that thing? And then you solve it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's super important because
Yeah.
tension's also how you hold focus. Like,
Exactly.
if there's no problems, there's no conflict, there's no whatever.
Yeah. Or oh, you go.
No, I was going to say something similar, just related back to like Try Guys things. Is Try Guys, you have to start in one place and end in another.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But sometimes we like maybe are shooting things a little out of order because the schedule of the expert that day. So maybe we don't do the pre-thoughts until like actually halfway through the first day.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
right.
I need to like remind everybody, like, no, you don't know this yet.
Yeah,
I want you to
right.
think about yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think yesterday? I want you to tell me what you thought
Right.
yesterday because this is the first thing the viewers see, and you have learned this new thing that you didn't, that already has sort of given you an aha moment about this. And that's great. And that's good for your character, but it's not good for your character where it is in the video.
Yeah, you need.
So I need you actually in this moment to not think about what you know and give me what you thought, because I need what you thought, not what you know, because like I happen to shoot this out of order. I need you to give me, and like sometimes it's like even if you're like, oh, I'm not sure, I feel like it could be like this. I'm like, let's go with that. Let's go with that, because I need like. It is a show, and you are really going to learn these lessons, and you really will land in that other place. And if you give me a little more lean toward ignorance at the top, it will be helpful to the people watching this who also don't know anything about this. Because if the video starts and I already know the lesson I'm learning today, why am I watching this video? I'm hearing this character who's about to try ladies' underwear say, I think that ladies' underwear obviously is too expensive and over-sexualizing the person. I'd be like, okay, well, I've learned the moral of the video. I don't need to watch it.
Yeah, right.
But I need the person to be like, what's the big deal?
Yeah, you
Right.
need,
Great.
yeah, exactly.
Let me find out what the big deal is with this person. So like, I think that like that in a way is creating tension right at the top, because maybe a viewer is a person who wears ladies' underwear all the time and does know what the big deal is. They want to see that person say, what's the big deal? It's like,
oh, just
you're
you
about
wait.
to find out.
Yeah.
You're about to find out what a thong up your butt all day feels like, sir. And then like, that's good for them. They get to have that tension created, that seed planted. Like, oh, they don't know what's coming and I do. This is sort of like, oh, tension's already begun.
The tension's begun.
No, that's
and there's a reason to stay.
The reason to stay.
Oh, this one, the idea itself.
Oh, how do you know if an idea is good?
Yeah.
Love that.
Idea of
the
itself.
core of like, okay, what are we naming this
Of
thing?
the video,
What's the vibe?
the piece that you're
The
making.
thing. That's, I mean, honestly, I do think about the idea itself all the time. Because I think also it's, I find that I get through an existential loop sometimes where I'm trying to think of a good idea. And then I am like, well, it's no problem. I'll just start with my interests and then I'll go from there. And then I go, what are my interests? And then I go, I think I've done everything wrong. I don't have any, like, I don't have any interests. I'm the most boring person on the planet. Because I remember at BuzzFeed, they had you do this thing where you wrote down a list of your interests and then you like spiraled each of them into a video or something. And
oh, interesting.
I did another method, which in college, which was a thing, which is like, if you want to come up with an idea, you set a timer for 5 minutes and you write down 30 things. And then you set a timer for another 5 minutes and then you narrow the 30 things into 10 things. Yeah. And then you write bullet points for each of those things. And then you circle 2 and you write a little bit more. And basically it's like in 15 minutes, you will have 3 good ideas.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah. There is a, I'm always like, would I watch this if I were an audience member? But sometimes it's hard. That's the whole work of it. It's like, it's hard to figure out what would I watch? What would catch my interest? What is like titillating enough that like you'd be like, oh, I do want to find out the answer to this, you know?
And sometimes what you like to make is not the only thing you like to watch.
Totally.
Right.
Like, I don't really I mean, I watch some things that are things that I could have made.
Yeah.
And I watch a lot of stuff that's not what I make at all.
That's
because
true.
I don't need that entertainment from someone else. I get it from me.
Absolutely.
I do that. So like I watch a lot of like more educational stuff that I couldn't do.
Yeah.
And like really interesting deep dives into some, I don't know, probably boring thing on the surface, but it's so really interesting when you start learning about it.
Oh, yeah.
For ideas, like we do brainstorms a lot. I think lots of ideas come to me, a lot of bad ones, a lot of good ones. And I write them all down and I'll pitch them to people in the office. Like, what do you think about this? And this might be an idea for a piece of content. It might be an idea for a thing we might do. It might be an idea for a color on a wall. And I always...
a color.
Like, we're literally like, we need to... Literally, we're like, well, we have the Try Every Day studio, but we also shoot other stuff in there, and we don't want the other stuff to look like Try Every Day because then it's going to, again, confuse what we're watching. So we need to create a more neutral look for the space and have the ability to turn it back into the space easily, and that's a big puzzle that we're all working to figure out.
Yeah.
I'm always of the mind, I always say like, okay, this is probably a bad idea, but let me say it because bad ideas can be heard by other people who can turn them into good ideas.
Yes.
So I said a bad idea.
Yeah.
And it was bad. And we like, but we all were like, maybe it's good. I was like, don't just say it's good because I said it. I think it actually is bad. But let's like, what can it get us? And we actually went down that path and realized like, it probably doesn't work. And we ended up right back where we started, but it gave us the conclusion that idea was not the way to go. And that's still useful and helpful. But I write down a lot of my ideas and I just pitch them to people all the time. That helps.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you have a banger and you're like, this
I
is
just
gonna
know.
crush. I just know.
Yeah.
When in college we always used to say ideas are cheap. Like it's like if you have an idea,
Ideas
like
are free.
ideas are free and they're cheap. So don't try to force an idea if it's not working. There's a million other things that can be. And it's also that the execution, they would say that a lot in college because if you are like, I have this great idea. It's about a guy who's a detective and he has a case that he can't crack. And it's like, that's every movie. Like it's like that's every movie. And the idea, you should tell people your ideas and don't be worried that they're going to steal them or use them or they're going to poke holes in them because it's the execution of the thing. It has nothing to do with the idea.
I have ideas sometimes. I'm like, this is a good idea. This is not a thing I make.
No, exactly.
I'll
it's just
try
an
to
idea.
call that person and be like, hey, you can have this. Maybe you actually don't want it, but I can't make it. And I think it's a good idea. So if you want it, here you go.
Yeah.
I can't make it. I don't have the production means, or it's not something I'm good at making, or it's not what my audience wants to see me do. But it's a good idea.
Yeah.
So someone should make it.
There's something there.
Yeah.
Somebody else make it.
Also, to your point of like pitching ideas to the office, I feel like you can see in people's eyes where they're like light up a little. They're like, that's interesting. Whereas sometimes they're like polite. They're like, oh. And you're like, okay, moving on. Let's go past that.
I'll pitch you one right now.
Yeah.
Here we go. Keith's big idea.
It's just a dumb idea that I think is funny. And it is a show, but it's actually based off remember the Shia LaBeouf experiment where he did like the weird meet and greet where he wore a paper bag over his head? It's like that, but it's me in a room with a table. I think this is live streamed and people buy a ticket and you come and then there's a gigantic pantry of food and you choose an item and you and I will take a bite of that together and chat for 2 minutes.
It's going to be a germ nightmare. Sorry.
No, we each have our separate things.
Oh, we have 2 things.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So like if they pick an apple, they take the apple in and my staff brings me that same apple.
Honestly, see what's funny is when you said this Shia LaBeouf thing, I pictured you in the Keith mascot uniform.
Also a great
and it's security camera footage of you and you like almost being interrogated.
I am not that the room is drab and scary.
Yeah.
But you know what makes me think like, okay, what if everyone I hire to work for that kind of looks like me and I dress them like me?
That's really
so the entire staff you work with are also and they're wearing name tags that says
activation.
Keith.
I think
they're all Keith.
Keith.
And you buy a ticket and because like people want to eat with me and I actually want to eat with people. I think it'd be really fun. I think it's a really I like it.
Yeah. It's so like the artist is present.
Is there instead of me doing a pop-up meet and greet like other creators do, a pop-up weird 2 minutes to eat an item of your choice with Keith?
That's so fun.
Is it called The Menu is Present? The Keith is Present?
Keith is the menu.
Keith is the menu.
I think it was 50 bites with Keith and there's only 50 tickets.
I like that.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
think more
fun.
viral sort of, and when I say viral, I just mean like activations.
Yeah, I just think it's like this would be fun for me to do. I don't know how I would do it. It would probably lose me money.
Yeah, but it'd be fun.
But it would be really fun.
Cool.
The audience, I think about the audience all the time. What does the audience want? Because I could make a tripod that's like, this is perfect for me. And this is what I want to talk about with Miles, Zach, and Keith. But it's like, that's not really what the job is.
Well, you know what's interesting is I think that podcasts, this is going to be crazy.
Interesting.
Podcasts have been, I think Will said this.
No
so
way.
take it with a grain of salt.
Oh boy.
But he said that podcasts were the commodification of friendship. And I think that that's interesting. And I think basically what people like with a podcast is they want the vibe to be flowing. So I actually don't necessarily think that it's a bad form to be like, this is exactly what I want to talk about with some disallowment. It's like maybe not everything, but I think it's like what they want is excitement and enthusiasm. What they want is for the people to be communicating and talking about interesting things and being inspired, and they're talking about this, and they're here's a new thing that happened, and this is whatever it is. And I think that's almost all content. You want to watch people be engaged,
right?
Yeah, I think the key to a good podcast is that the hosts are really excited to talk about what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And like I bet this episode is a good one. But also people are more interested in clicking on this one perhaps because it has this offer of information of a new thing. So we must be interested in it if we're going to do a podcast on it. And we're going to do it at all. So it has this promise. And people say that they like hearing, sort of the inside baseball, which is the funniest term, by the way.
Yeah, where does that come
baseball
from?
is a crazy term.
Inside baseball, I think was people would be like they're talking about baseball stats and they'd be like, that's a little inside baseball. Like it's like you only know it if you're like inside.
If you're like really into baseball.
Yeah, but I love inside baseball as a term.
It's the best.
But like we're really engaged in this conversation.
Sure.
It's really fun. Now I think we mostly really like talking about all things to talk about, but maybe this one is more obvious to the audience and some of the other ones that have been maybe better performing podcast, have been more obvious to the audience that we would enjoy this discussion.
Right. Because we think about it all the time on our own.
Yeah.
Of like, okay, how to make this good. Like, I'm working on this. I spent all my time on this.
What do you think the audience wants, Rainie?
I don't, let's see. I don't know. I'm like actively trying to figure it out. I think like some of the things that I think about is like what we were just talking about. I went through a whole era of like, I want to have 4 segments each, 10 minute, 20 minute, 20 minute, 10 minute.
Yes.
Didn't really work, but I tried.
No, see, that's the thing is, yeah, right. That's you're experimenting. You're like, I don't necessarily know where I want this to be or how I want this to go. Also, audiences are not a monolith. Like, audiences might have, when the tripod first came out, they wanted to hear like behind the scenes stories. And they wanted to hear whatever. And there were very different hosts at that time. And then it's like over time, what they want changes. And it's even similar with the Try Guys audience. It's like if you were on BuzzFeed, the style of those videos and what they were shorter. They were, a specific style to them. And then now, so audiences change. I also find my taste change. Like I'll listen to the same podcast.
Yeah.
But then like in a year, maybe I'm listening to new podcasts. I'm not listening to the old ones.
Right.
Because audiences kind of change and develop and then their tastes do too. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I mean, yeah, I have so much to say about it. I mean, yeah, I think another thing that I'm thinking about, because there's that, but then the other thing that I recently was like, okay, let's do, and Keith knows this because you were in the meeting with me, of like, okay, we're going to plan out each podcast and we have a title that we think is clickable and we think it's going to work. And that's a more like themed episode. So like Hot Ones with Soup. Okay. Yeah. That's like the whole episode is that, as opposed to like 10, 20, 20, 10, which I think has good and bad. I feel like it, but then mostly I think what I think the audience wants is what we've talked about a lot is consistency. Like I want to know exactly what I'm clicking into for each podcast that I listen to. And then it's just it gets confusing of like, yeah, but then does it get, I don't know. There's so many different ways to do it.
There's a lot. And now the audience, we're talking the audience is literally listening to us talk about them. So I'm going to directly talk to you and always say like, always leave comments, always like give us your feedback. We love to know. But also we do think of you as the audience in multiple ways of what you would like, but also creating habits. Like we want to make what we're making a part of your routine, right? That's what every media TV show or talk show is trying to do. They want you to build it into your schedule, to be honest. Like the late night shows want you to plan that when you get into bed at 10:30 and you have a TV in your room, you turn it on to watch the thing, hear about that person in that movie, and then you drift off to sleep and the TV keeps playing. Like that's what they want. And at morning shows, they want you to be like, think about if you watch like a Kathy and Hoda type of morning show, the segments are 90 seconds long.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're like, we want this to be on in your room while you're running around, making coffee, getting your kid dressed, getting all your shit together, and you can just turn, and if you miss 90 seconds, it's okay. You missed the whole thing. There's a new thing for you to watch. There's no storyline to keep track of for 20 minutes. It's and the thing that you like is just those people and the energy they're giving. What they're talking about doesn't matter. You don't even remember what they talked about 2 days ago.
Did they have a daytime talk show? My God.
It seems exhausting and yet so wonderful. But also like Survivor. The people who watch Survivor, it's a part of their life.
Absolutely.
And like for me, when I have those shows, I love it. Yes. That's what I want too. Is like I know what I'm going to do.
Love Island.
Yeah,
it became part of people's life. That's your goal. Spookily is that is that our content. I want it to be part of your life. I try every day. Like I want that to in success. If there's a world where we actually can make that daily for a long time, I don't think that's reasonable. But if we can make it regularly, maybe, I don't know.
Every day, 2026.
I mean, that's what Red and Link do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 365.
They make Couldn't Mythical more.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They have 2 videos every day.
And they basically built their whole thing around being like, how do we make this the most sustainable thing possible?
And like they're great at it. I mean, they're obviously legends in the space. They've been able to do daily videos for decades. And even when they've taken vacations, they just have other people come in and host their show.
Which is also sick.
Like we've hosted their show once.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
That's great.
And like, so I would love to be able to build something like that. I think it's really sustainable. I think it's really fun. I think it's great for our cast. I think it's great for the people who will become our cast in 3 years with us. I think it's good to build something so strong and has a great relationship and can be a part of people's routine and part of their daily life. Like I would love for you to, in the morning while you're having your cereal or whatever you're doing, watch a Try Every Day. Watch us try something new, laugh along with it, and then think like, oh, what could I do? Something, even if it's just, I'm going to order something different from that place we get lunch from every Thursday. Oh, yeah. And I always get this turkey sandwich. I love that turkey sandwich, but that meatball sub looks pretty good. You know what? I'm going to try the meatball sub today. And maybe it sucks. And now you know it does, for sure.
For sure.
And having a disappointing lunch, it's not that bad in the grand scheme of things.
No.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. But one last thing about this is like, I think that to your point of like, is it, people are like, people want to hear hosts be interested in whatever they're talking about, or like you can kind of talk about, or like it's the energy, or is it, the stakes, or is it, because I was thinking about this in terms of narrative, sketch, and then what I was thinking about for podcasts is kind of like conversation, which is sort of the oldest form of communication. Like I feel like movies a little bit later on. You know what I mean?
The oldest form of communication.
Now that's
a bumper sticker right there.
That's a fucking bumper sticker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And it's like, is it actually just the vibes? Or to, like you guys said early on, I remember like years ago, you're like, okay, here's what people want from the internet. Like ties into your identity, gives some water cooler talk. Let's see what, oh my gosh, now I'm blanking on the other two. I don't know.
Identity, social information, relationship, which is sort of identity, and there was another one. You're right.
Yeah. But, or is
Shock.
it sort of shock? Yeah. Like I think that it's like, okay, how do all of those weave together into one episode? But sometimes I just wonder about just like choosing one and just being like, no, I'm committing to just vibes.
That's so funny.
I don't know.
Who do you think commits the most to vibes, podcast wise?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question.
It's just a vibe.
Canceled, probably.
Canceled. I think probably that's right.
They're really committed to one particular vibe.
Sort of commit.
I would say
all vibes.
Most creator podcasts, then they already have something else that they do, and they also have a podcast. It's for vibes.
Yeah,
and it's a good thing. It's
Vibes
another
only.
place for your audience to come and enjoy your energy,
Like
and and you're going to get it more frequently probably because most people aren't like us, and most people don't make 200 things a year.
Yeah, there's
They make maybe 30.
Yeah, right.
And so a podcast suddenly becomes, whoa, up to 50 more things.
That's crazy.
From this person.
Yeah.
That's so much more than I was
Vibes are
expecting.
gonna be
This is
crazy.
awesome. And I really just want to hang out with Pokimane and listen to her and her friends
Dude,
talk.
shout out
Pokimane.
and Lily.
What's up?
What's good?
I'm
Short and
like-
sweet. Is there podcast? I think.
I can't remember.
Short and
But I
sweet.
mean,
Shut up.
I see clips of it and I was like, man, you know what? It looks charming as hell.
They're charming.
I'm not like, I don't watch gaming content at all. So like I just never got into watching streamers and stuff. But when I see things like, oh, I'm so glad that they have something that it looks like it's really easy for them. It is very vibes. Looks like it's bringing them joy. I'm sure it's bringing their audience joy. Hell yeah.
hell yeah.
Great.
Dude, hell yeah, man.
But then some people, the only thing they make is a podcast.
Right.
So then that is actually really like the vibes
Right.
are there, but you're there for the content
Right.
of that show.
Like
and the
information.
vibes are the reason you're choosing that over someone else's show about that same thing.
Yeah.
Like I watch Phil DeFranco's show for news.
Sure.
I could get that same news from many places.
You're getting the content.
But I like how he puts it together. I like the stories he chooses. I like that he talks fast as hell. So I get all that news into my brain as fast as possible. And I listen to it as I drive. I listen to it like a podcast.
Yeah.
It's a
That's great.
show, but it's a podcast for me.
I agree.
I agree, Keith.
Yeah.
Well,
The moral is all types of content are good and people want lots of different kinds. And
Yeah.
they want different kinds from different people. And some people like us might make too much. But you know
Yeah.
what? There's an audience that wants that. And we're making that too.
Yeah.
Now, you can watch as much or as little as you want. I'd
Yeah.
like you to watch it all.
watch it all. It's all very interesting to hear. I'm glad I picked your brains.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear. Brain
picked. And
considered picked.
if you made it this far, I really hope you are subscribed to Try Every Day and
Yes.
this, I guess, this too, right? I hope you're subscribed to this. It's a new project. We need the love and support. So go over there, watch some videos, leave some comments, subscribe, tell your friends about it. Share things with your friends. Share a video that you like with someone else. And it's really, really fun.
Mail it to them.
And mail it to them.
QR
Download
code in
it,
the mail.
put it on a hard drive,
Mail that
mail
shit.
it off, screen record the whole thing.
Rip it.
Screen
I don't know.
records.
Get it out
Command
there.
Shift 5. Yeah.
We just love to have more people see it and be a part of it and see how it can grow.
Is the tagline for that the only channel that tries every day?
Wow.
It is now.
Could be kind of nice.
The only channel that tries every day.
Try every day. Welcome to Try Every Day. The only channel that tries
Every day.
Well, I think the tagline we've been saying is "Welcome to Try Every Day. We're trying something new every day."
That's not too far off.
No, our slogan is "Let's give it a try."
Oh, that's fun.
Let's give it a try.
Let's give it a
The
try.
only channel that lets give it a try.
Let's give it a
Every
try.
day.
Every day.
Every day.
But gosh, I could use advice. Miles, what if this is all bad? I put all my eggs in the wrong basket.
Uh-oh.
Don't put eggs in a basket, Keith. They're not nearly soft enough.
It's advice that'll go for miles. Tune it to your radio station. It's advice that'll go for miles. Everyone get ready, Miles Nation. Miles Nation, go! It's advice that'll go for miles. Advice that'll go for miles.
The basket will break and the eggs will fall and the bill will be broken as well.
Oh, shoot.
But what the hell is up, Miles Nation?
Yeah, Miles Nation.
All right, rise up.
Yeah.
Rise up.
You know that it's actually summertime in the city. I was on a plane.
Might be fall.
Well, I was on a plane recently and it came back and guess what? I went to get in my car and turn it on and it said, no.
Oh,
no.
Car said, no, thank you, Miles.
Uh-oh.
But it's my own dang fault because for absolutely months to years,
Oh no.
I've had a broken fob.
Boo.
Hashtag broken fob. My broken fob has been so broken. How broken is it, Miles? I've been pressing the buttons and it doesn't work.
Yes.
So I've been pulling out the weird little spare key out of the fob and putting it into the car to unlock it. But the fob worked enough that when you put it into the thing, it would turn on.
Mm-hmm.
Push to start.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just like me on the weekend.
I'm really trying to work through how that works in my brain.
But the point is, Keith, that I had to get a new fob.
Yeah.
And if you're someone out there with a broken fob, let me just tell you, it is not that hard to get a new fob. And I should have done this years ago.
Unless you can't do.
What?
Lose all your fobs.
No, they don't even give a shit. They don't even give a shit.
No, it costs a lot if you lose your,
No,
if you have
Keith,
no fob.
Keith, I'm telling you right now, I told him, I said, do you need my fob? And he said, no, you can just have that.
Well, they lied to me.
They did. But here's what I can tell you. Because if you don't have your fob, if it doesn't work at all, it's totally fucking broken.
Yeah.
Because mine didn't work. It didn't sense the car. It didn't sense anything. It broke when I put it back together. So he said, there's like a VIN and he did it and whatever. I mean, they stole our Prius. My car got stolen a while ago, right? They stole it, no fob. In the same way, they just fucking duplicated the fob and they pulled it and they did it. So the thing is, it would cost, with AAA, because I called it AAA, and he was like, okay, it's $575, but you get $100 off because it's AAA, so it's $475, which is a fucking arm and a leg.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But it was, I should have done this years ago, because it is inconvenienced my life to take the little weird key out, and then the lock doesn't go, and then I can't unlock it or do it. And he said, if you go to the locksmith, it's like $200 or $300.
Oh.
But now I'm living a new fob lifestyle.
Where is it? Show it.
Ooh.
Whoa, yeah, that's
and guess what? Don't go to the dealership like a chump, because I called the dealership and they said it's gonna be $800.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Don't you dare go to the Toyota dealership for your 2007 Prius.
2007, you're riding that thing.
Bitch, I'm riding this thing till it disintegrates.
That's what Priuses are for.
Dude, that's
especially in LA.
My Volvo was a 1996 Volvo Stage.
Wow. Oh, and that made it to 2 years ago.
Yes. And by the way, 2 years ago is when Sarah was driving on the highway and it imploded. The sunroof blew off on the highway because it was
really?
rusted through.
1996?
1996, babes.
Wow, that is an ad for Volvo.
No, and we were riding it, but basically what happened is Sarah was driving it and it like a wind caught the sunroof that was taped shut and the force was so powerful that it blew it off because it was all rusted through. So it exploded off the top of the car.
Oh, that's so scary.
And shattered behind her on the highway. No one was behind her, thankfully. So then they were just driving around with a hole in the car. We sold it for parts. But now I'm rocking this thing till that puppy is out of commish.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Way to go.
Get a new fob, guys.
Get
it's
a fob.
Worth it.
It's worth it. All right, Keith, hit us with the official Tripod theme song.
Try every day, you're gonna want it. Try every day, you really need it. Try every day, come on and do it. Try every day.
Yeah.
Go.
Have a good ass week.